Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work, and I mean literally does not work. I'm reporting live here from my basement, not my mama's basement, my basement. And, of course, you can see my man Michael Anthony's got his green screen up there. I wish I could figure out how to use a green screen. It'd probably be a lot easier than me just kind of building everything, because I'm just not technology savage, technology, I can't even say it. Savvy. Okay, technology savvy, where I can use a green screen. I'm so old school, I literally have to build the set. But anyway, we're reporting live here from our basement, and I just wanted to kind of talk about something, because I've had a lot of people, the Dak Prescott haters out there have been talking about what Jimmy Johnson said. Well, Jimmy Johnson said Dak Prescott can't carry a team. Well, I'm going to play this clip from Cowherd, and then we'll discuss it after we go through in there. And shout out to my man, Ron Oliver from Towerlight Records, who's sending me all kinds of different samples and stuff, because we're trying to find a theme music and stuff. But I love that one. That one, the morning coffee is done. But let's listen to the Cowherd, shall we? That is, if I can find my cursor. Where's my cursor? Oh, there we go. This is what happens when you're working from your basement.
Ran the Cowboys today, and the Jones family said, we just paid Dak $40 million on average 3 of the last 4 years. Would you look at your number 10 pick and start making deals and try to get more picks?
You got to get some players cheap somehow, because they've got half a dozen players that are eating up a lot of the cap, and so you've got to offset that with some players that are inexpensive. And the way you get inexpensive players is you got to draft well. You got to hit on your draft picks. I think it's going to be critical for them to draft well if, they're going to compete. Now, I think they can win the NFC East, because you look at the East right now, really the only other quarterback that's proven, and he's not exactly proven, would be Jones with the Giants. Philadelphia's a mess right now. Washington, who knows? They have no quarterback situation right now. And
quarterback situation.
Dallas can win the NFC East, but I don't know if they can go further than that.
Yeah, it's I said last year Cleveland had so much of their money on offense that their defense wasn't very good. Dallas has a lot of money on the offensive side of the ball. Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Dak, Zeke, Amari. I feel like Dallas now has to really, in the next couple of drafts, Jimmy, they got to go heavy on defense. I mean, if you were told, here's what I'm paying my quarterback, would you go to your scouting department and say, we're going defense the next couple of drafts?
Well, you say go defense, but, if Dak's going to have success, they've got to shore up that offensive line. They can't count on Tyron Smith and Zach Martin and all those guys being healthy, because they weren't healthy this year. They've got the receivers. They've got as good a receiving core as there is in the league. But you don't know, is Ezekiel, is he going to be able to be successful with no offensive line? So I think they got to get him a couple of offensive linemen as well, just to ensure that what happened last year won't happen this year. But you're right. Other than that, you got to find some defensive players, and you got to hit on them in the draft.
There's a lot I like about Dak. I think if I ran a pro sports team, What I try to avoid is paying good players great money. I think he's a good player who just got a great contract. What do you like about Dak, and what concerns you all the times you've seen him?
I think he's a great leader for the team. I think the team really rallies around him. So he is a positive influence there. He can, before the injury, he could make plays with his legs. He could run the football. And he fit into their system. He has had problems at times being inaccurate. But with that receiving core, he gets people open. So I like Dak, and I'm kind of like you. I think he can win you a championship if he has great players around him. I don't think Dak can carry a football team if he doesn't have great players around him.
Okay, so that's what Jimmy Johnson had to say, that he needs great players around him. And I'm going to ask this one because I want to know who is winning championships without some great people around them. I don't know. I mean, because as much as we talk about, Tom Brady is the GOAT, I would say he's had the best coach in the history of football. I would say that he's had some really great people as players on his team that he's played with. And even this past year with Tampa Bay was 7-9 the year before with a quarterback who threw 30 interceptions, right there. That team was not an god-awful team. And when he came there, he had a whole influx of talent that came there with him as well. He wasn't actually working there like it was the Jets, and he showed up and won the Super Bowl with the Jets. That was a really good team, and Tampa Bay is working on trying to keep all of those great players. And FYI, we do have breaking news too that okay, I'll come back to it. Aaron Jones just signed, re-signed with Green Bay, the big first big offseason signing. 4 years, $48 million with $13 million signing bonus today. It won't come into effect until the 17th. But anyway, it just came across there, and I meant to say it sooner. But I'm trying to understand who's winning Super Bowls without great players. We look at, we say Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, a Hall of Famer, yet he hasn't won a Super Bowl since Green Bay had, the number 3 defense in football. And he had some great wide receivers with that team then. He's not winning them now. So if your theory is, Aaron Rodgers doesn't need great people, well, he's not winning them. We can talk about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, arguably is the best quarterback in football. And yet, somehow they lost to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And since they no longer have the number 1 defense in football, number 1 in scoring defense, yards, and takeaways, and they no longer have beast mode, he's not winning championships. And we have a lot of people that say Deshaun Watson, he's better than Dak. Yet his team was 4-12 this year with him playing the whole season. So this is, another one of those interesting takes and all that. But quite frankly, this is kind of like Captain Obvious. I could say that every quarterback needs to have good players around them to have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. And I dare say that Troy Aikman, somebody Jimmy should know rather well. He did have a Hall of Fame receiver in Michael Irvin, a Hall of Fame offensive lineman in Larry Allen, Hall of Fame defensive end in Charles Haley, a Hall of Fame NFL all-time leading running back in Emmitt Smith, and I would say a future Hall of Famer in Darren Woodson. So, Troy Aikman needed great people around him, and I could say the same about Roger Staubach. But, let me just leave it at that. I've just had a lot of people that have gone through and have thrown that back at me to, say, what do you think about this? And that's my thoughts on it. I think every quarterback needs great players around them to be successful. So that's where we are with this. Later on today, you know, I've been trying to work and grow and do some different things and all that. I've been working on the outdoor set, and I may have something special a little bit later for you guys. I'm still working on getting it together and making sure it all works, but stay tuned and look forward to that, hopefully. I'm Mark Holmes, and, well, let's go back to the music because I love it. Now, if I could just figure out which way the daggone cursor goes. It's stuck. Might need a new battery for it. See, this is what happens when you're working in your own basement. Being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Love it.
One hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Gotta love it. Got to love it. Being part of the Jobu Sports Report.